everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am super excited to be here. I'm very cozy in this chair. I think this is gonna be my new filming spot. It's really nice. But yeah, today's topic is going to be identity work. This is a topic that I'm extremely excited to sit down and chat about because it's been very central to not only my coaching, but literally like my life. Because what I'm teaching and coaching, I am embodying. So a lot of those ideas are just what I've learned over time, intuitive wisdom, and what has worked for me. So I'm very excited to be sharing this with you. We'll talk about kind of like who it's for, because I feel like it's definitely for some people at a certain time, and then I'll kind of tell you like what the concept is and how it works. So yeah, let's hop right in. So I would say identity work, it's just one of the few types of inner work, and it's for that stage after you've kind of gone through and healed all your trauma. Trauma is meant to be identified, addressed, really felt, and then released. It's not something that you keep on to. It's not a story that you carry around with you for the rest of your life, or it can be if you transmuted it into something that's beneficial to you. But yeah, so once that's released, it really clears the space for you to now practice this work and really have it work and transform your life. The concept, how I would describe it, is it's looking from where you are and where you want to go now and really identifying that person, and not just that person, but the identity of that person, who they say they are, what they do, their thoughts, their actions, taking that out, really getting clear on that, and then mapping it out backwards. Because once you have that clear picture of the end goal, it's easy for me at least, to really just see the mindset, the tweaks, the turns that it took to get there. And then you essentially have a roadmap, and when you combine that roadmap with faith in God, universe, whatever you believe in, well, I mean, is there anything missing? No. And how I like to think about that is, it's really, first of all, important to get very clear on the identity that you're striving for. You have to be aware of conditioning. Like, we're all conditioned, but, conditioning specifically around who you desire to be. Where did you hear this? Where did you see this exemplified in your life? Who told you that this is who you had to be to have what you have? Really just take a moment and really look at that. Like, if you're going to be striving for something for the next 1 year, 2 years, for the rest of your life, it pays to take a second, slow down, and really identify where these desires and where these goals have come from. And once you have that clear vision in mind, you can then look at that character, and with your imagination, instead of what you've experienced in the past, which is what you're basically operating on automatically, you're using the information that you've experienced in the past and you're applying it to the present, which is getting you exactly where you've been. So this kind of takes you out of that loop and it puts you ahead, and it also uses your imagination, which is the redemptive power, which is really how you create wealth, how you achieve your goals, and how you really, visualize that so then you can achieve it. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You really get clear on that identity, and then you look at what are they doing on a daily basis. Say they have a fully booked schedule of clients. What does their schedule look like? How are they spending their money? What are they doing with their money when it comes in? Do they have an account manager? Are they putting 30% in savings, 20% here, 20% there? What do their activities look like? What does she look like, he or she? What does he or she look like? How do they dress? Where do they live even? So it really allows you to use your imagination and connect with your heart with what that looks like for you, and then you just map it backwards. You take those exact actions that they're doing and you're like, okay, how do they get there? So something that's easy for me, just off the top of my head, say you're a coach, that your main modality is YouTube. You really enjoy talking to people. You really enjoy long form, useful content, and that's how you want to serve your community. Then it's like, okay, so they had to make the YouTube video. They have to learn editing and storage and get past all the technical difficulties. They have to learn how to show up. They have to learn how to be seen. and they have to learn how to be consistent. So then you take all those things and you're able to break it down in actionable steps that you can then take and then apply faith. And then, girl, just don't stop till you get there. Honestly, okay, let's not forget that. So we're gonna combine the now blueprint that I just gave you that we now have. We're gonna mix it with faith, and we're just not gonna stop until we get there. Because, I mean, like, the only way it would not happen is if, like, you give up or, like, you don't see it through. So, yeah. Oh my God, dude. I feel like that's the end of the message, y'all. Like, really create space for this new identity to live with inside you, identify who they are, what they're doing, what their thoughts, what their actions are, and work backwards from there. Identify the steps and then just keep going and have faith and enjoy the journey as well, you know? Along this journey, isn't it nice just to have direction? I remember there was a point in my life where I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where I was going, you know, I was very lost. And I feel like that's even worse than, you know, overcoming the fears and challenges when you know you're on the right path. So let's be grateful that we have desires. Let's be grateful that we have goals and that we know where we want to go. And let's be grateful for the journey, because at least for me, this is what I wanted. A clear direction, because I've always had the passion, the drive, and the talent to make it happen. I just didn't have direction. But now, baby, that I have direction, I mean, there's nothing stopping us. So take this video, listen to it twice if you have to. Take 5, 20, an hour to just do what I just discussed. And I mean, go for it. Like, it's not any more complicated than that. At least that's the way that I teach and coach it. I mean, manifestation, faith, I consider it all the same thing, because of the fact that I believe that our desires are placed in our hearts by God, the universe, or whatever. You know, we don't all have the same desires. We all have different desires. So we have those in us for a reason. I mean, that's the answer right there. Now, what's the game plan to get there? And that's where I come in. So take this blueprint. If you need extra help, my email will be in the description box below. Yeah, that's the video, guys. I didn't expect it to be that quick, but you guys heard the message. You guys heard it, and I repeated it a couple times. So yeah, really just take this and run with it. Bye.